I, military ID number 30743, retired general in the Israel Defense Forces, consider myself to be a soldier in the army of peace today. Today we are embarking on a battle which has no dead and no wounded, no blood and no anguish. This is the only battle which is a pleasure to wage, the battle for peace.
On November 4th, 1995, Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by a young Israeli extremist.
Yitzhak Rabin was my partner and my friend. I admired him, and I loved him very much. Because words cannot express my true feelings, let me just say, Shalom, Haver. Goodbye, friend.
In 1997, the Knesset passed the Yitzhak Rabin Center law, establishing a center which would perpetuate Rabin's memory and teach the lessons to be learned from his assassination.
The main purpose of the Rabin Center is to preserve the legacy and to see to it that every child in Israel will be able to come and understand the importance of democracy and tolerance.
Here we see a model of the Rabin Center's new home, designed by world-renowned architect Moshe Safdie.
It is an extraordinary site, facing the Yarkon Park, on the escarpment, looking towards Tel Aviv, with a 180-degree view of the entire city, the Ayalon Highway, and all the way to the west, looking towards the Mediterranean. The theme of the building, just as perhaps the life of Rabin, has to do with gravitas on one hand and the search for peace on the other. It is set on a platform, so to speak, the electric generating station of the 1950s, and I wanted the elements of the roof of the center to become very visible and symbolic of the whole mission and life of Rabin. On one side we have the Leah Rabin Hall, on the other side the library, just about rising. What is still missing now are the floating white roofs which will enclose both these halls.
We started construction here at the Yitzhak Rabin Center in the year 2000, and we will dedicate the building on the 10th anniversary of the assassination in November 2005.
The colonnade, which connects the various components of the center, has been named the Path of Nations, in recognition of the gifts received from various governments, including Germany, Norway, and the United States. The view from the center's terrace overlooks the city where Yitzhak Rabin grew up, where the Rabins made their home, and where he was ultimately gunned down. The Leah Rabin Hall is a multi-purpose auditorium named in memory of Rabin's widow. The hall enjoys a commanding view of Tel Aviv and will be the only event venue of its kind in the area. Leah Rabin dedicated the final years of her life to the establishment of the Yitzhak Rabin Center. The land on which the center is built was provided by the government of Israel, which also allocates the center's annual operating budget. However, the law stipulates that funds needed to construct the building will come from donations. To that end, a non-profit organization was established, and donors from all over the world have become involved with the center. The Israel Society and Democracy Educational Center is composed of two components. One is the educational wing, where seminars and educational programs will be held. The second is a series of interactive exhibits built in a spiral.
The center will tell the story of Israeli society and the Israeli democracy through permanent exhibits and educational programs. The inner corridor will also tell the story of the life of Yitzhak Rabin, whose biography was closely intertwined with every aspect of Israel's history.
עמק שלנו, נגב וים, תרקד שדות חרושים.
At an age that most youngsters are struggling to unravel the secrets of mathematics and the mysteries of the Bible, at the tender age of 16, I was handed a rifle so that I could defend myself. That was not my dream. I wanted to be a water engineer.
For years, I secretly harbored the dream that I might play a part not only in gaining Israel's independence, but in restoring the Western Wall to the Jewish people, making it the focal point of our hard-won independence. Now that dream had come true, and suddenly I wondered why I, of all men, should be so privileged. For me personally, the Six-Day War was the high point of a military career.
תמיד מתעוררים מסיוט, אבל מאתמול אני רק מתעוררת לסיוט. הסיוט של חיים בלעדיך, וזה בלתי ניתן לעיכול. סבא, אתה היית עמוד האש שלפני המחנה, ועכשיו נותרנו רק מחנה, לבד, בחושך, וכל כך קר לנו ועצוב. אבל איך תנסה לנחם עם שלם, או לשתף אותו בכאב הפרטי שלך, כשסבתא לא מפסיקה לבכות?
The total budget to construct the building is approximately $30 million. We're very proud of the fact that over a third of that money has been raised already in Israel.
I was leading the fundraising, and it was the first time that we succeeded to raise $12 million just to one project. From the Israel business community, it never happened before, and unfortunately it didn't happen again since then. I'm glad that this was the first money that helped us to start building the center, which I believe will be a very, very important center to the future of the democracy in Israel, for education of young people, of the young generation.
I think that whoever cares about the values of democracy and tolerance and cares about the face of next generations in Israel, in the Jewish world altogether, should take part in this project, and therefore we ask you to support us to make this project come true.